Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Scorpio August 2019 horoscope forecast. Part 2 of 2, and yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as August goes, Venus will be in Virgo from the 21st until the 31st, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be about certain frugal spending, perhaps on your future. It might be matters related to your goals, your aspirations, maybe on friends even. Maybe if you're making some contribution to some group, club, or organization, it could be everything but parsimonious, but you may be making some donations, but not a whole lot. Perhaps given that this is Virgo energy, very frugal. If you're unattached this time, Scorpio, you may connect with a Virgo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo characteristics. It could be somebody that you might have met at some kind of group or club, or it could be a person that might be was a friend. You were on maybe a platonic level with the person, and it's escalated. This could manifest also perhaps in valuing perhaps dependability, reliability, punctuality, precision, timeliness. Um, in matters perhaps with your friends, with acquaintances even. It could be with matters on social media, and also being very detail oriented in perhaps activities with these people. Um, could be detailing a vehicle, being very precise if you're doing this with someone else, such as a friend or an acquaintance. So those are some ways that this may manifest at this time. And the next thing I want to talk about is as far as August goes, Mars will be in Leo from the 1st until the 18th. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, if you're unattached at this time, Scorpio, you may connect with a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Leo traits. Could be for a sexual liaison. It might be someone that's prominent in your career, might play a role in your public image, your reputation. It could be an authority figure, a businessman or businesswoman, someone in business, or someone that might help you attain a greater stature in life and affect your social status. This could also be, in some cases, manifest in having very loud, vociferous, boisterous arguments and confrontations, perhaps with the dominant parent, which is often the father, people prominent in your career, authority figures. It could be with business people. This could also be where just in general the situation with 10th house people may be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious, more so than usual. And also, when you're talking about Mars and Leo energy, be careful of excessive dehydration levels. This could be when you're talking about Mars, of course, the fiery planet, and then Leo is a lot of fire, is very fiery. This could be some, considering this is also occurring during the summer period where many places are very hot and acrid. Be very careful as far as overexertion if you're trying to do something, working laboriously to attain a position of authority, or matters with your career, gaining a greater stature in life. You're trying to just be careful of overexertion and overdoing it this time, Scorpio. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Mars will be in Virgo as far as August goes from the 18th until the 31st, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, in some cases, this could manifest in very perhaps contentious, acrimonious situations with friends, with acquaintances, people that you know in groups, clubs, or organizations. Could be with a lot of critical, judgmental, derogatory type energy where it's a lot of ridicule, a lot of complaining, and arguments connected with that. It could also be, if you're unattached at this time, Scorpio, you may connect with a Virgo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or it could be one that embodies Virgo characteristics. That could be for a sexual liaison. It could be with someone that you knew as a friend and it escalated into something stronger. Also about perhaps putting a lot of energy and vitality into Virgo like aspirations and goals, and it could be something connected with health, fitness, diet. You might start a vigorous workout regime. It could be something where it's something associated with analytics or something that's detail oriented, or doing some kind of training, um, perhaps to for maybe doing some training for to be something with statistics, or extrapolating data, or being a professional, or aspiring to be a professional organizer, or anything that could be Virgo related, something service related. It could be a lot of energy into really giving service, perhaps to friends, to acquaintances, people you know, in groups, clubs, or organizations. This could be done on a very humanitarian level, considering the 11th house is connected with humanitarian endeavors. So anyway, next thing up, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be very auspicious for matters pertaining to money generated, making money, financial endeavors. It could be very positive, though, for doing something Sagittarius related in terms of generating income, such as something with sports, or working with horses, stables, publishing, advertising, translation, foreign travel. It could be anything that could be Sagittarius related. It could also expand Remember that, as I've talked about previously, that Jupiter could be very paradoxical, it could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this may very well expand and enlarge foolhardiness, recklessness, over-optimism, and over-exuberance and enthusiasm in matters connected with finances. It could be even trying to attain greater self-worth or self-esteem. So if you're working out vigorously, or for example, you're trying to lift this real heavy weight and it's something you've never done before, be very careful at this time, Scorpio, because even though you have this inordinate willpower, everybody has their limitations, and you don't want to do something due to being overly cocksure or cocky at this time and cause some kind of injury as a result. So don't take on more than you could chew, figuratively speaking. Now, in some cases too, this could also expand and enlarge Sagittarius type possessions, such as things that are sports related, perhaps law books, anything that could be Sagittarius related, travel guides, even things with archery. It could be anything, again, publishing, advertising material, anything that could be Sagittarius related at this time. And also really just a lot of expansive energy. Being that incorrigible optimist might play a role in your self-esteem and self-worth at this time. So anyway, next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest, this could be about experiencing restrictions and limitations in your communications. You might be thinking more, might be more despondent and melancholy, feeling a little bit more depressive at this time, more so than usual. And also too, now in some cases, this could be about having to take care of a sickly or debilitated sibling, cousin, neighbor, someone you knew from your early education. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. But it could also manifest in taking some strong responsibility for matters in communications, people from your early education, siblings, cousins, neighbors, and even short journeys at this time. And older people might figure more prominently in your communications, more so than usual. And it may be also too where this could be a lot of laborious and consistent efforts in your communications at this time. It could be in writings. You might find yourself talking more, communicating more about Saturn type subjects, such as matters with business, politics, dentistry, anything that could be that could be Saturn related, even matters with the bones if you're experiencing any issues with your bones at this time. And there may also be some restrictions with your local transportation at this time, more so than usual. So Anyway, next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now in some cases this may manifest in maybe marrying a foreigner if you're unattached at this time, Scorpio, or getting or connecting with a foreigner as far as a significant other goes. Or it could be with somebody in Uranus type profession such as astrology, astronomy, aerospace, even rocket science, innovation, electronics, computers. This could be a time too in some cases where it could be an unanticipated or unexpected divorce may take place, or some kind of lawsuit. It could be a lawsuit over something connected with electronics or computers you might be dealing with. And also it could be about dealing with unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from friends at this time. And it could be where they might even become like open enemies or open adversaries at this time. Or it could also manifest in maybe some kind of Uranus form of competition at this time, such as something with playing like computer games or something with electronics, or anything that could be it could be something unusual like whatever those any kind of anything that has some kind of unusual type nature to it at this time, maybe like extreme sports or anything, like I said, any form of unusual competition, or just could be simply with friends doing virtually anything. So I mean, because Uranus can be connected with friends, so those are some ways that this could pan out. And again, this could be about some unusual, stubborn behavior, perhaps from a significant other, a marriage partner. It could be from a grandmother, even in some cases, in your important connections. So anyway, next thing up. Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest on a positive note could be about finding interest in Neptune type hobbies and things of enjoyment, amusement, such as the metaphysical, which includes astrology, spirituality, poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry, even doing something with illusions such as magic tricks. It could even be indulging in fantasy. Some cases too, if you're a sports fanatic, Scorpio, this could be about getting an interest in hypothetical fantasy sports matchups, such as going on to whatofsports.com, playing sports simulation games. At this time too, though, keep in mind that lovers and children might be more deceptive and duplicitous than usual. And given too that, and also a child or lover may become greater propensity to become more involved in drugs or alcohol at this time. And it might be difficult, say, deciphering the motives and intentions of 5th house people. Be very careful in getting involved in some kind of fraudulent investment at this time. Make sure you're reading the fine print if you're doing something connected with some kind of investments at this time, Scorpio. Now, another thing too is that, I mean, when you're talking about Neptune energy, it could be more lethargic, lackadaisical energy. You might feel more like daydreaming and fantasizing in matters connected with the 5th house, as opposed to taking action in connection with them. And especially if this is, say, if transit Neptune is making an adverse aspect to your natal sun, Mars, or Ascendant at this time. So anyway, last but not least, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the 3rd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, one way this may manifest, now in some cases, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. This could be about experiencing the actual literal death of a sibling, a cousin, a neighbor, someone you knew in your early education. It could have been a childhood friend that you went to school with. Now, this could also be at this time as well, perhaps communicating more about Pluto-like subjects such as astrology, the occult, supernatural, insurance, matters with transformation. It could be matters pertaining to death. At this time, you might be a little bit, you might come across a little bit more morbid in your communications at this time, more so than usual. And also, too, at this time, this could be about dealing with power struggles with your neighbors at this time, or with siblings, with cousins, people you knew from your early education, and just guard against manipulative behavior in matters with short journeys at this time, such as saying, "Well, I'm not going to run this errand or drive to the store for you if you don't do such and such and such," because of course there could be a greater proclivity for manipulative behavior with even your communications, or even with short journeys at this time, more so than usual. And when you're talking about Pluto energy, it could be about the anticipation of some kind of perfection or infallibility. So just guard against really having too grandiose expectations for third house people, such as people that are prominent in your short journeys, siblings, cousins, neighbors, people from your early education. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Scorpio August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Sagittarius August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.